Yeah. Hey, how's everybody out there doing? I just wanted to talk about some surprising upcoming events that we're gonna be dealing with around here. Um, Sorry, it's helped me to concentrate a little bit. Um, I know I had to let everybody wait till almost episode 3 to see my eyes, but you know, this still isn't episode 3. But listen, Planet Nibiru is something that I think a lot of people need to check into and look into. Basically, I'm having a show right now, and it kind of plugs into one of the engineers' essential missions. Um, because as this show's going to cover a wide variety of topics and things like that. It's designed to catch people's eye and lure them in and stuff like that. I mean, whether it's going to be like entertainment oriented, comedy oriented. Sometimes we're going to have some gaming specials, a couple of special guests. I might even put out a track at one particular point in time. But basically, all these different show platforms are just designed to kind of lure people in to have them start watching. Because what it is that we're going to start doing here is focusing on raising people's vibrational currencies and stuff like that. Vibrational frequencies, which is actually connected to the currency too. Currently, I mean, if you're able to see what I'm saying, but not yet. Hold on, let me just get to what it is I'm trying to say here. Let me start off with the like a prefix. Basically, as you know, Planet Nibiru or Planet X, if you didn't know, was also known as Planet Nibiru. Is a planet that has been absent from our solar system for over, I think, 250,000 years. We've got an end to a system coming here pretty soon. I mean, I don't want a lot of people out there to panic. What I basically heard is, according to the Egyptian calendar and the Mayan long count calendar, which, as you know, the Egyptians went to the same or descended from the same mystery school, or were schooled by the same mystery school as the Egyptians, who were the authors of the original mystery school, the original mysteries, and the first schools that were ever on the face of the earth before they were exterminated by some invading empires of, I won't get into detail, but certain empire that came in and obliterated them and stole from their libraries, you know, and then borrowed heavily from this culture. Like I said, a lot of people have borrowed heavily from Egyptian culture, and a lot of times, they don't get credit for a lot of things that they've come up with. The ancient Egyptians. I'm not talking about the current people there, because right now they're kind of like mixed descendants, and they can't even read their own language. Really, this is not the real Egyptians that were there at the time, the Nubians and the Coptics and all that. Now, these guys were geniuses, man. I mean, some of the stuff they came up with, like I said, built some of the foundational principles that the earth is founded on now. Even some of the foundational principles in the Christian religion, which, as you know, well, the Jewish religion, which, as you know, is a precursor to the Christian religion, which, as you know, is a precursor to the Muslim religion. There's like a lot of stuff. It's based on a lot of stuff these guys are just really heavy stuff, and a lot of this knowledge has been lost because, unfortunately, like I said, when the Roman Empire came in and they burned a lot of these libraries and stuff like that, so a lot of the knowledge was lost with a lot of people that were killed. But at the time they were the foremost of the uh, thought worthy. I mean, they were very highly trained mentally. I'm just giving this as a prefix to where I'm going with this because I mean, this is where some of my foundational theories about Nibiru and everything come from, Planet X, and this epoch, this time period, this cross, this transverse, and what it is that's going to be occurring in this timeline. They're just really, excuse me, really solid people, solid foundationally as far as intellect and things of that nature. They really know what they're talking about. Like I said, these guys were the pioneers of a lot of stuff that we have. Oh, sorry, I guess some of my stuff was on a little crooked there. The foundation built the foundation of a lot of stuff that we have right now. As you know, like architectural theories, like certain governmental processes, certain population control and programming. A lot of people stole a lot of secrets really don't realize it came from over there, but a lot of people do. Give a lot of credit to it did. Astronomy, astrology, alchemy, chemistry. Is, as you know, chemistry. The prefix to chemistry is chem. Son of Ham. It is in that locale of Egypt. And was a specialist in a lot of these schools of thought. Chemistry. Alchemy. Al. There's a prefix. Al is the prefix in the Moorish culture, which was also the Egyptian culture at the same time. As one who was respected amongst the I want to call them Rabs. They're respected amongst the ancient Moors and stuff like that. So, I mean, when you see these prefixes in a lot of subjects, a lot of the overall knowledge was lost as what the subject material pertained to, because like a lot of people got the knowledge and they painted over it and act like they got it from somewhere else. When you look carefully enough at the subject headers in the subject matter, you'll realize that they're rooted in a culture that has been obliterated and wiped off the face of the earth, but actually is descended from that culture. Alchemy and oh, alchemy and chemistry. I don't know what just happened in the back light there. Sorry about that. Alchemy, chemistry. If you look at the difference between chemistry and alchemy, alchemy with the prefix honorable one, I think, is Al. Like you got the honorable Drew Ali and all that stuff, or the Muhammad Ali Al. I think means honorable one. So you have Al and then you have chem. Like it was alchemy. You have chem is chemistry, and even if you take even a deeper root there from what chem actually stands for, it turns out that chem actually stands for just like a root word for I think black. So at that time, no offense, but I mean at the time, this colored people were very intelligent at that time. With that culture, and the skin color was just synonymous with someone who was well learned. So at that time, they just basically deemed it the study of making oneself black. Was to be knowledgeable. It's the study of making oneself knowledgeable. Because at that time, knowledge was synonymous with, black, which is what they were. But anyway, I just wanted to give a little prefixes. So anyway, these guys had some interesting operational theories on, the return of Planet X, Nibiru, and all that stuff. And I could go deeper into the stuff, but I really don't have time because we only have like 15 minutes, I believe, for the thing to upload before they shut it off on YouTube, so I gotta kind of compress this. But this is a teaser anyway. I'm just kind of really want everybody to understand why it is that I'm going to be using the comedy form and gaming form and entertainment form in my shows to, in general, try to raise the overall vibrational frequency of those that receive my show and the free gift of the comedy or whatever it is that is transferred into my show, which right now is still in its baby stages, so it's not. But it's gonna get big. It's gonna get better. I just want to let you know, and to try to raise everybody's vibrational frequencies before the intersection, the equinox of whatever those transverse or whatever that is. When we're actually going to be lined up with the black hole, the galactic mother sun that's in the center of our galaxy, because she's going to shed a special light frequency towards the Earth, which is going to force a certain evolution and a revolution. Now, that in combination with the fact that this is going to mark the end of a 250,000 year cyclical period in the Mayan long count calendar, as well as bring to a close several, I think 5 different calendars at the same time, means that we're at a really pivotal point in history where we have a responsibility to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to try to make sure that we have the best and easiest travel through this time period that we possibly can. Like, let's make it a great space voyage. There's no reason why we have to fulfill the dark prophecies of death, murder, just mayhem, diseases, and all this poverty and everything like that. We have a choice. It means it's a pivotal point. It's an evolutionary point. It's where an old system comes to a close and a new system starts to begin. Is the brighter translation of some of this stuff. Oh man, I'm getting compressed for time. We're already at 9 minutes. All right. It's kind of like I wish I could. I'm probably gonna need some visual aids here. Trying to see how I can transfer this idea to you. Okay, you know how when you have a frequency, it goes like, where's the camera? It goes like this. It's really hard to line up with this camera. It kind of goes like this, right? That's a frequency. Okay. Now, you have a double frequency. It goes like, can you see this? It's hard to match it with the camera. It's, but at the same time. Now, my theory, or my working hypothesis is that at the end of this timeline, the frequency continues. And even according to their calendars, the calendar continues. It's just the age that comes to an end to start a new age. But the timeline or the continuity continues through a new time period. Kind of like we entered into the age of Aquarius or the age of Pisces, into the age of Aquarius, to the age of Aries. It is like a new age. But this is going to be a little bit more poignant and a little bit more abrupt because this is really going to end some stuff and start a totally new era. Now, like I'm saying before, we have a responsibility as to exactly what type of era that we're going to enter into and what type of era it is that we're going to bring to a close. Now, if we can raise our vibrational frequencies high enough to meld with this fourth dimensional upwards transition that is sorry shift that's going to occur, then it won't be a violent um, uh, birth entrance into this new age, this new era. It would be a pleasant upward shift. Now, I don't know if people really study their dimensional physics or whatever like that, but as you know, if you go up to the next dimension, and technically the direction, which technically would translate as straight on a straight piece of paper. Like I said, most of my shows aren't going to be thought forms like this. Most of these are going to be entertainment thought forms designed to raise higher vibrations to facilitate what it is I'm trying to do here. So, like I said, most of my shows are just going to be entertainment oriented, fun, jokey joke, laugh, entertainment, games, goofy type shit, but designed to still raise that vibrational frequency though, because what I'm trying to do through this entertainment form is to facilitate a peaceful upshift to the transition of the higher dimensional plane so that we can avoid these horrible apocalypse prophecies that we keep hearing about. You got to remember, we have a choice if we're going to have an apocalypse or an epiphany. It just means that one age comes to an end, another one begins by any means necessary. So if we resist the change and stay static and stagnant and hard-backed with our violence and cruelty and greed, we will be broken by the end of that era. That power will be wrested from the vicious, the killers, the serial killers, the murderers who think that they will always control, but it is not so. And the fact that our economy is crashing right now is proof positive, like I said, that a lot of the knowledge of the economics that they stole from the Egyptians wasn't stolen completely. They burned the rest of the books to probably cover the ethics that was supposed to go along with the mathematical and scientific principles. So what winds up happening is that people have extensive, book knowledge on, how to get money, but not how to get it the right way. So they're not stacking it up salon, they're stacking it, I guess, down salon. I forget what the opposite of up salon is. I'll have to look it up, but you get where I'm going with this. It's like what we have is, we wind up, and this is where you plug it into economics. I probably have a side show on that. You start stacking with counterfeit stack. You start, the ethical implications towards an economy would be that you start to stack downwards instead of upwards. You're supposed to build up, but but you're supposed to also build up with positive ethics stacked on top of one another along with the bricks. And the way that you could tell that they had these principles built upon solid foundational theories is that, like I said, Egypt was one of the first civilizations on the face of the earth, and everything that they built all the way back then is still standing. And we've got civilizations that have come after Egypt whose coliseums are in ruins. So it means it was built upon sound foundational theory. Guys, my time's about to come to a close here, so I probably have to segue this off into another show later on in the future, something like that. But just want to give a little scientific background to Nibiru and what it is that we're trying to do over here at the Brighter Light series with the engineer. Okay? And clock out with that.